In this video, I'm going to teach you how I made this notched collar shirt with rope instead of the normal plackets. If this is what you like to learn, please come on and let's get into it right. Welcome back everyone to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. Please do well to subscribe, like and share my videos. Give my videos a thumbs up and please let's get into it. So these are the measurements needed for the shirt, and the first thing I did is just to mark 2 inches all the way down to the length of the shirt. I'm marking the 2 inches down just like this. So after doing that, I'm going to get the ruler and connect the lines all the way, just like so. So now I'm going to mark the neck width and neck depth, which is 3 by 3. So I'm going to mark it just like so, and I'm going to connect it with the ruler. I'll get my marker to be able to make it visible. So I'm going to place it properly and mark it just like so. Right, the shoulder I'm working with is 8 inches plus 2 inches extension. That will be 10 inches, which I've marked right there. The shoulder slope is 1.5 inches, and I'm going to connect it just like this, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the armhole length. So the armhole length I'm working with is 10 inches, and I'm just going to mark it somewhere here. I'm going to get my ruler and connect it just like so. Right. So after that, I'm going to get the midpoint of the line, which is 5 inches, and I'm going to come in by half of an inch. Then I'm going to mark it like this. Then I'm going to mark the I'm going to mark the waistline first, so which is 18 inches, and I'm going to mark it right here. I'm going to mark it here and connect it just like this. I'll get the bust point, the round bust I'm working with, which is 12 inches plus 2 inches plus 1 inch, for ease, which is 13 inches. Then I'm going to mark it right here, and I'm going to connect it just as you can see. You can make use of your armhole curve if you have one. Make use of it, and I'm going to mark the round waist. I'm just going to remove 1 inch from what I have on the bust round, and I've marked it there. So the hip is whatever I marked whatever I have on the bust round. I'm marking the same value on the hip line, and I'm going to connect it just like this. Please note this is the measurement I'm working with, so you can make use of your measurement or your client's measurement here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the length of the extension, which is 9 inches. The collar extension, which is 9 inches. So I'm going to extend it here with about, please ignore the collar because I'm not going to be making use of it, so I want you to please totally ignore it. So I will extend this line right here now, and the next thing I'm going to do is to mark about 1.5 inches for the extension of the hair. So I'm going to connect it to this line right here. I'm going to connect it to this line. So I'm just going to connect it just like this. I'm going to come down by 1/4 of an inch just to make the collar come down a little bit. So I'm going to blend it. I'm going to use my marker and I'm going to blend it straight here. So I'm going to use my marker now to blend it just to make it more visible so you can see properly. Right, so I'm going to connect this line just like this, and I'm done with the front part. Please, I want you to just please ignore the collar totally. I'll be cutting another collar on it so that I can relax. I don't know, I don't like making use of this collar for the notched collar shirt. So just watch the way I'm cutting it, and I'm just going to cut it out like this. So now I have it cut out on my fabric. So I've added 1/2 inch all around except for the side and the down part, which I have 1 inch allowance right there. So this is the back, 1/2 inch all around. Here I have, here is folded, and here I have 1 inch and 1 inch at the down part as well. So I've cut out my facing. Just, you can just cut out your facing just the way you can see it right here, and after doing that, just place it on it. And I have the rope of about 20 inches length and 1.5 inches wide. The width is 1.5 inches and the length is 20 inches. And I'm just going to place the facing like this, right side facing each other. Then I mark the depth of my extension, which is 9 inches, and I marked it there. Come down under this line by 1 inch. Then I'm going to come down by another 5 inches, and I'm going to come down by another 5 inches again. We makes it the line, 3 lines that I have there now. So I'm going to be placing the rope inside the line. I'm going to use the line that I've just marked as a guard, and I'm going to place this rope inside the facing, in between the facing and the bodies, just like this. So I'm going to pin it down. Ensure that you have the rope on the lines, on the 3 lines. So I'm going to pin it down. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other 2 sides. So I'm done placing it now, and now what I'm going to do now is just to stitch on it with 1/2 inch. Repeat the same thing for the other side. Repeat the same thing for the other side. So I'm going to stitch on the shoulder, right side on right side, that's for the front and the back, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side as well. And I'm going to stitch on the side too. So now I'm going to mark 2 inches inward from the facing here, and I'm going to notch on that side, notch on the 2 inches, then I'll stitch on it with 1/2 inch. I hope you can see. Stitch on it with 1/2 inch. You are going to stitch on the wrong side. This is the wrong side. Flip it over to the wrong side and do this. So stitch on it with 1/2 inch, then you're going to have something like this. So after doing that, you're going to, I'm done stitching it, so I'm just going to flip it to the other side. But before doing that, I'm going to measure what I have on my neck. From the notch area, I'm going to measure the front part. I have 4 3/4 on this part, 4 3/4 on the front neckline. That is what I have right here, as you can see. 4 3/4, and for the back I have 3.5 inches. So I'm going to use it to cut out my collar now. So this is the front part, this is the back part, sorry, which is 3.5. I'm cutting that, I'm marking that first, 3.5 inches right here. I'm going to mark it out just like this. Then I'm going to mark the 4 3/4 inches now. 4 3/4 inches, just like this, and I'm going to mark it with my marker. So now after doing that, I'm going to come up on the front neckline by 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to blend it in just like this. So I'm going to come up on this side with about 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches right here. You can make use of 3 inches if you wish. It depends on how big you want your collar to be. So 2.5 inches right, then I'm going to mark the same 2.5 inches right here as well, marking it just like this. So I'm going to get my ruler, place it like this, and make it a slant line, because you know the line is not straight. I'm going to come here about 1/4 inch here. I marked 1/4 inch there, and I'm going to connect just like this, just to extend the collar a little bit on the front area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it out now. So this is what I have after cutting it out on my fabric. I have my fabric on fold in the mid here, right in the middle of the back here. So I have it on fold this way, you can see, and I have my interfacing iron on it already. So this is what I have right here. So you're going to stitch on this part. Turn it to the right side, please, and before you stitch it. So I'm going to turn this with each other. I'm going to turn it with each other. So I've marked 1/2 inch round, so just leave 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. Don't start from the down part, go up by 1/2 inch, then sew all around and stop by here. Leave 1/2 inch there also. So I'm done, and I'm turning it just like this. So I've ironed it properly now, and I'm going to place the midpoint, notch the midpoint of this collar, and place one part of the collar to the back, to the midpoint of the back neckline. You can pin it down if you wish, and then just place it like this, and just place it just like so to the end of the collar here, and you're going to stitch it down with 1/2 inch. You're going to see that that place is going to be resting on the notched area that you have notched. So you're just going to stitch in on it. I hope you can see it properly. Stitch it on it with 1/2 inch on this side here, and you're going to repeat stitch it 1/2 inch here, right all the way down here. You can see the 1/2 inch that we left the other time. You're going to repeat the same thing for this side as well. I hope you can see. Just take your time and make sure that you are doing the right thing. So you're just going to stitch it all the way here. Then after doing that, and here we are, so I'm going to use the 1/2 inch of the other side now to turn it into it, just to close it up properly. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just use the 1/2 inch to there are actually several methods to do this. So this is one of the methods. There are other methods to do this. It depends on any one that you think is convenient for you to do. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to do this all the way down to that part. So I'm done doing it now. So I'm going to open my side, the side of my fabric, the side of my bodies, with a slit of about 7 inches. 7 inches slit. So you can make use of any how you want it. So you can make it higher or lower. So it depends on how open you want that side to be. So I'm going to fold it in like this. I hope you can see. Just folding it like this. Then stitch on it here. Stitch here. Then fold it in and make a slit. This is for the sake of those that don't know how to make a slit. So I'm just going to fold it in just like that. And I'm done, and you can see how neat it looks. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come here and finish this area. Fold it to this side, fold it facing you like this, and I'll mark my 1 inch allowance. You are going to mark whatever allowance you have added to the fabric. That is what you are going to be marking right here. So just mark it like this. And after marking it, I'm going to stitch on it. You're going to stitch it from here down to this part that the facing is ending. So I'm done stitching, and I'm going to divide this facing into 2 on this part, and I'm going to cut out 1/2 inch out of it. Divide it into 2 and cut out 1/2, and I'm going to stop there. Then I'm going to come in from this end here and mark 1 inch like this, and I'm going to cut it out like this, and I'm going to cut it out like this as well. Please take your time and watch it the way I'm cutting it out. So I'm going to cut it out just like this. So after cutting it out, this is what I'm going to have. Then I'm going to turn it out right here. I'm going to turn it out right here, and this is how it is going to be looking like after I've done that. This is what it's going to look like, and I'm going to iron it down properly. Then after doing that, I'm going to turn it in, then take my hemming gum to finish this part, just as you can see. Finish this part just like this. So we can make it of a hemming gum. So I'm just going to put it in and take your time to finish it like this. So I'm trying to finish the edge properly and very neatly. So after doing this here, you're going to pick up your hemming gum again, and you're going to put it in on inside this facing and all the way to the upper part of the fabric. I don't want to waste time doing this, so I'm just going to place it like that, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side as well. So just take your time. So how I made the sleeve is already on my video. You can check it there. It's already on my channel. So thank you for watching. If you have learned anything in this video, please kindly subscribe, like, and share. I don't want the video to be too long. That's why I split the video of the sleeve and the shirt into two. Please ask questions if there's anything you do not understand, and I have many videos coming up soon. Please stick around and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.